He said if we do a good job on healthcare, new vaccines, we can bring that percentage down 15%. So the overall population, he could bring down 15% with new healthcare and new vaccines. How does that make sense?
Well, he's very misunderstood. He probably misspoke. He hasn't been reciting this stuff and practicing his lines. He didn't know what he was saying.
You can't be devil's advocate for the devil.
Well, I tried.
And yet, despite the fact that we've now essentially clinically tested the vaccine on billions of people worldwide.
I just want to remind everybody who pays for the news. Who pays for the news? Who pays for the news? I want to remind you.
It's brought to you by Pfizer.
CBS Health Watch, sponsored by
Pfizer.
Anderson Cooper.
Anderson
360.
Cooper is brought to you by
Brought
Pfizer.
to you by Pfizer.
That's right.
ABC News Nightline.
Who's it brought to you by?
By Pfizer.
Oh my God.
Difference. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Oh,
CNN Tonight.
CNN Tonight. Who brings you
Brought to
it?
you by Pfizer.
Pfizer
Early
brings you it.
Start. Brought to you by
Pfizer, that's right.
Friday night on Aaron Burnett.
CNN.
Out front.
Who brings it to you?
Brought to you by Pfizer.
That's right.
Hey everybody, welcome to the episode of the Godspeed Podcast. What's good, Doug?
Another episode of Godspeed Podcast. Was that good? Was that real good? Did I do a good one?
Yes.
Heyo, just got back from San Diego.
Did you? Was it nice?
It was cold. It's cold.
Really?
Yeah, I choose to go. I have this tendency when I'm traveling lately is, I went last July. It was so hot here in Phoenix, so we decided to go somewhere to get away from it. So we went to Palm Springs, which was 10 degrees fucking hotter. It was 110 here. It was 120 there when we went. That was cool. Just recently went up to Utah to do a little car camping. Could have went anywhere. Had a few days off. 13 degrees we were waking up to. That was really cool. And we booked this Airbnb in San Diego for a few nights. Just go see some friends I haven't seen in a while.
It's March.
Get some food. It's March. It's probably warming up there. Oh, it's gonna be 55 degrees and rainy. Perfect. So
55 ain't cold, bro.
You don't know me. You don't know my body. No, all jokes aside, I grew up upstate New York. We all know that. I used to wear shorts in 35 degrees regularly. If it hits fucking 55, bro, I'm in pants, hoodie, gloves, hat, boots. Bro, 55 is cold, dog. I'm freezing. It's my AC set to 71. I might go put a hoodie on right now.
Yeah.
It's
You're
cold
funny.
in this bitch. Anyways, so yeah, just got back from San Diego, and it was cold. I'm sure.
All right. For some people.
For some.
All right, so this is obviously part 2 of COVID. Glad you had fun in San Diego. You didn't have fun in San Diego, but it's fine. Next time you go, I'll go with you.
Okay. All right.
All right. Let's get back to the fucking video. Here's more of the blank ingredient list for the vaccine.
Oh God.
Must be magic. It's all blank. The whole thing.
Don't worry. And then the news cockatoos come out. Watch the news.
Excuse me. Let me get some of that. They said, yeah, I'm fine. I got tested twice, negative both times. The cough, probably just nerves. Yeah. Can I just add that I started a GoFundMe.
Our best to you and your family, Frank. Thank you.
Watch the news.
All right, thank you very much.
Is the coronavirus why we have to stay at home?
Yep, that's right, Big Bird.
Don't get the vaccine, you can't go to the supermarket. Don't have the vaccine, can't go to the ball game.
Don't have the vaccine, can't go to work.
A vital part of preparing for hurricane season is to get vaccinated now.
Watch the news. Watch the news.
When people are vaccinated, they can feel safe that they are not going to get infected.
If you're vaccinated, you have your booster shot, you're protected from severe illness and death. Period.
Breaking news out of the White House. The president has tested positive for COVID-19. He is fully vaccinated and has received 2 booster shots, the most recent in March.
The people who are not getting vaccines, who are believing the lies on the internet instead of science, it's time to start shaming them. What else? Or leave them behind.
Trust the experts. Trust the experts.
This is something that is 10 years in the making. If it works perfectly, it's going to take a decade. And that's where the federal government comes in.
Well, yeah,
No, seriously.
with all your money.
No, seriously. Are you afraid of the flu? Don't bother me. I mean, that's the reality of how people perceive flu. So we really do have a problem of how the world perceives influenza, and it's going to be very difficult to change that unless you do it from within and say, I don't care what your perception is, we're going to address the problem in a disruptive way and in an iterative way, because you do need both.
Trust the science. Trust the science.
Now, masks, quite frankly, are more important for people who are infected to prevent them from infecting someone else.
It all started with a dispute over mask wearing. That seems to be a sign of the times.
And hopefully they would get a better mask than the drugstore sells?
Right. The drugstore masks that sell have a lot of loopholes in them that let the virus through.
They make up their own rules as they go. They change them when they want to. And they smugly, like Tony Fauci, does not mind going on television in front of the people that pay his salary and lie directly into the camera.
So wash your hands repeatedly. You don't need a mask. And just avoid crowded places where everyone's sneezing.
You're going to shoot me for trying not to breathe?
People should not be walking around with masks.
You're sure of it? Because people are listening really closely.
There's no reason to be walking around with a mask. When you're in the middle of an outbreak, wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and it might even block a droplet, but it's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is.
Oh, the one time he told the truth before
he told people to start wearing them.
Right. I remember.
I remember I lived in Beverly Hills. I was at CVS, and I was with a friend. We were walking through, and there was this couple wearing masks, and I was like, didn't they say not to wear masks because it wouldn't help at all? And she's like, yeah, I think I saw that too. I'm like, oh, well, people are friggin' weirdos. And then like less than a week later, every motherfucker on the fucking planet was wearing a fucking mask.
Well, they probably bought some stock in the mask making companies, and that's why they pushed it.
100%.
So
I wish I would have bought stock in fucking toilet paper. Retards. I need to wipe my ass!
I wish I would have bought stock in Pfizer.
Oh, that probably would have been better, yeah.
Yeah, I would be rich by now.
Well, you'd be rich with the toilet paper boom too, probably. There's a virus killing people, and everybody ran out and bought toilet paper.
Well, you gotta wipe your ass.
Bro, that's the first thing people went out and bought was toilet paper.
It's real weird.
Hey.
Humans are strange, man.
Yes, they are.
CDC, CDC, Dr. Fauci, Dr. Fauci.
Wear a mask, okay? This is what they're saying. Make sure you wear a mask. So you wear a mask. Then you want it to fit better. So one of the ways you could do it, if you would like to, is put a cloth mask over, which actually here and here and here, where you could get leakage in, is much better contained. I wear a mask when I'm outside all the time, particularly making sure that I don't remove it when I'm close to people.
Are you a double masker, Dr. Fauci?
And, you know, it doesn't bother me. I even run with a mask on. Sometimes it gets a little moist there.
Mask on, mask off, 2 shots, 1 shot, mask on, 2 masks. Comply, comply.
Make sure you wear your mask at all times. Do your part. It is a federal crime.
Put your hand behind your back.
If we catch you with that mask below
He
your
fucking
nose.
pays that
Yep.
Don't ask questions.
Yep.
shit. For not
Do what you
wearing
are told. It is for your
a
safety.
fucking face diaper.
Yep.
No, did you?
Dude, they were arresting people who were surfing by themselves in California.
Yeah, I saw that.
They closed the beaches.
Dude,
Make it make fucking sense, dog.
I can't. Okay.
Didn't isolate the virus. That's the issue. That's the issue.
Well, you isolate a virus by
Clearly, logic and common sense dictate that if you have not isolated the thing you are looking for, there is no possible way to determine what the thing is made of or what it alone does.
You may be interested to know that the prize for providing the proof of isolation and genetic content for SARS-CoV-2 has jackpotted up to €1 million.
We make it clear we're not just asking for something maybe where you yourself isolated. We're saying any record of it being isolated anywhere in the world by anyone, and they have nothing.
Yet all of the listed institutions indicated the same, that they had searched their records and located none describing legitimate isolation of any SARS-CoV-2 patient sample performed by anyone ever.
We published our findings in the recently released updated version of Virus Mania, and as many of you will know, none of the study authors claimed to have obtained the virus in purified form.
The most important paper written on the COVID-19 situation by Christian Drosten and others on where he got the genome or where he got the PCR segments that they're using in their tests. And he says, and I'm quoting here, "We aim to develop and deploy robust diagnostic methodology for use in public health laboratory settings without having virus material available." Now, I don't know how much clearer they can make it that they never actually had possession of a virus. They never had possession of a genome. If this is a hoax, that Pfizer doesn't have the virus as their template, then apparently Pfizer is in on the hoax.
Bruh.
So they're saying they never isolated the COVID virus, which means it does not exist.
Right.
It doesn't exist.
Right. It's not
So
even
all
a thing.
these crazy tinfoil hat wearing people.
What's your hat say?
Tinfoil hat. All these crazy people weren't crazy. They were telling you the truth, but you decided to call them conspiracy theorist and whack job and crazy and
The DNA template, SARS-CoV-2, gene bank, etc., was generated via a combination of gene synthesis and recombinant DNA technology. So this is a hoax.
This is a
Every
hoax.
part of this narrative is based on your blind belief in authority. Whether it's scientists, whether it's doctors, whether it's government, every part of this is about blindly trusting what you're told. And there's endless amounts of evidence that suggest that that's not the case, that you're being deceived, that you're being lied to. I just don't understand why we are so willing to accept that reality, willing to accept the narrative that they're pumping out for us.
The tests we've seen around the country from doctors are showing that almost 45,000 people that got these vaccinations were dead in 72 hours. Workers all over the state that can't support their families because the governor mandates you're getting inoculated or you're getting fired. With influenza, when they found 53 deaths as a result of the vaccine, they suspended the vaccine. We can show 45,000 deaths in 72 hours from this vaccine. You have companies making $1 billion plus a month. The pressure they put on the FDA to endorse these vaccines is unbelievable.
The FDA, I think, will do a good job of that, despite the pressure.
I think they'd rather pay people for the deaths of their family members than stop making the $1 billion a month. So we're going to go through now the plan, what we're filing, who we're filing for, and the progression for the rest of the year. What we're going to do to try to help workers, parents, and everyone else that's going to be affected by what the existing governor's order is.
If they're going to fire us, they're going to fire us. And that's up to them. Well, we'll be there for you. We will be at work, don't worry. If we're not there, it's because of them. It's because of the mayor. It's because of the governor. We want to be there. We signed up for this. This is what we want to do with the rest of our lives. We want to run in. We want to stop the bullet. We want to swim into the 40-foot waves to save your lives. That's what we want. That's what we want it to be. And if we're not there on the 16th, you can call Mayor Blandiotti and thank him.
That guy was upset.
That's heartbreaking, man. These people literally. I mean, it doesn't just stop with like the obviously he was a fireman or whatever. It doesn't stop with the police, the firemen, the nurses. Like these people were forced. This shit was forced upon them, and these are frontline workers. Like essential. Remember that whole thing? Essential workers.
I was an essential worker.
But they weren't essential if they didn't want a vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
Weird. Fire them if they're not going to get vaccinated. But they're essential. Not that essential.
Bruh. It's all fucking big old scam to kill us.
First responders weren't essential if they weren't vaccinated. Interesting. Okay. Sorry. That shit fucking irritates the fuck out of me, bro, because...
Bruh.
Yeah.
This episode has pissed me off again about the whole thing. So, yeah, I get it. All right, we'll go.
All
keep
right.
going. This episode's going to be way quicker than the other one. Just fucking go through it. All right.
Here's what I'm going to say to those that are going to censor this. Google, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Let me tell you what I'm going to say. You are complicit in causing death. And I cannot wait to sue you over and over again. Ladies and gentlemen, 45,000. And let me tell you what, there are reportedly around 11 or 12 systems that are reporting deaths and injuries to the government. How many have really died? And why are they covering it up? These people are murdering people. This is complicity at minimum. People need to be in jail. I've been working on this for a while now. Is that it's immensely higher number. Immensely. They know it, and they are covering it up, and I want investigations immediately.
What does the Department of Defense have to do with this?
BioNTech will work with Pfizer as the IRB. They are the applicant in the United States for the FDA approval. And I'm going to show you this on the FDA approval. They're also designated as the manufacturer and the authorized agent in the United States.
How can you be the manufacturer and the independent review board?
It's grossly unethical and illegal. They paid about $3 million to have the FDA approve it on January 16, 2022. I showed you other documents. The original timeline was for 2025 because that's the actual timeline for an actual vaccine to go through an accelerated review process. There's no way in heck it should have been done by January 16, 2022. What happened on August 8th? Dr. Fauci said, once we get FDA approval, mandates will be inevitable.
The FDA is the gold standard of regulatory agency.
Okay, hold the fucking phone. We could probably pull it up, but look it up for yourselves. The number of things that the FDA says this is not safe to consume every single year, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they were the ones to originally approve them, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's fine. Oh shit, people are dying. It's not okay. They're the gold standard.
Before JFK got his job, what happened as soon as Trump got elected? The FDA banned a bunch of fucking like red dye and yellow fucking sticks and all these other fucking things out of your food because they knew they were about to be forced to fucking do it anyway. Fuck the FDA. The fucking, I've said this before, that I said I wasn't going to swear anymore. The Food and Drug Administration, they're called the Food and Drug Administration for a reason. They give you the food to make you sick, so they can give you the fucking drugs to keep you sick.
You said you weren't going to swear.
That's fine.
I want $1 in the swear jar.
Okay.
Start a swear jar today. Put $1 in.
I just put it in.
Very good. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Throughout
Three-letter
the
agencies
world.
are all
Mandates will occur, and if, for example, you will have universities and colleges which have been quite reluctant to do a mandate because they didn't have the backing of a fully approved product. And I think you're going to see large corporations doing the same thing, saying, if you want to work physically in this particular place, you're going to have to get vaccinated. And I think that's going to be really important.
The FDA has given its full and final approval. So let me say this loudly and clearly. If you're one of the millions of Americans who said that they will not get the shot until it has full and final approval of the FDA, it has now happened. The moment you've been waiting for is here. It's time for you to go get your vaccination and get it today. Today.
And they also engaged in marketing. And so they violated all of the laws under the Food and Drug Consumer Protection Act that are in place to safely bring a product to market, including false and misleading labeling. And when he approved it, he broke the shield. And they also engaged in marketing. And so they violated all of the laws.
Hello, my name is Michael Caine. I've just had a vaccine for COVID. It didn't hurt.
Hey, my name is Michael Caine. I'm an actor who doesn't get any roles anymore. I just got the vaccine, so you should do what I do since you're a sheep and you're obsessed with my movies. You can come on and you can get the vaccine. I was a spy in tons of movies back in the day. You can trust me.
Yeah, totally. Why not? It's all about branding.
I hate actors.
All of them?
Right.
Okay.
Is that Ja Rule?
Juvenile and Manny Fresh.
All right.
You better back that ass up. Pause.
Girl, you look good. Want you vax that thing up? You's a handsome young brother. Want you vax that thing up?
What?
Oh my God, bro! What the fuck?
How did I not see that? How am I just seeing that?
You a handsome young fella. Won't you vax that thing up?
How the fuck am I just seeing that? Oh, I gotta go delete all his music off my fucking.
That was so funny, dude.
iTunes, Scott, or Apple Music. What the fuck do I pay for every month? I don't know what it's called anymore. Is it iTunes or Apple Music?
It's the same thing. Yeah.
Apple Music, yeah. Well, Juvenile, you've just been.
Oh, it's not called iTunes anymore, is it?
No, iTunes was the program on your computer. Apple Music.
It's not anymore. Apple Music is the new program on your computer.
Oh, I don't know.
They must have got rid of iTunes altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just called Music now. Anyway.
Interesting.
Here's another cocksucker. Literally.
He's really
What was that, Elton?
That was me acting.
Okay, let's cut there.
Everybody, it's time to vaccinate. Faster, no time to waste.
I want you to get the vaccine because I want you to be safe. Love you too.
Yo, like, black people were like the least vaccinated demographic.
Yeah.
Why? Tell me, you know why?
No.
Because they don't trust the government either.
That's smart.
How the fuck could they? You know what I mean?
Bro. It makes sense.
Yep.
All right. Here's back to this.
कोई भी हम झुके नहीं दुश्मन के शस्त्र जो हजार शब्द कोट कंजिदा 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 हाय न्याओ कंजिदा 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 हाय न्याओ फांसिंदा.
We urge you to get vaccinated when it's available to you.
So roll up your sleeve and
Fellas?
do your part.
This is our shot.
Now it's up to you.
Did you say free
Oh my
fries when you get
God.
vaccinated?
I remember this.
Me too.
I got vaccinated.
We don't want you to get sick.
If this is appealing to you, just think of this when you take the vaccination.
Time for us to trust and not debate. The vaccine believe it's safe to take. 9 out of 10 people won't get sick. That's 90% effective and legit. This COVID thing is real and it will find you. It's killing our people. Let me remind you.
What did you just say? How much marketing are black people in? Holy fuck.
I think I'm trying to remember if it was $75 or $150, but I'm pretty sure my job was paying associates to get vaccinated. Paying them.
Is the devil.
Oh, you got to cut that out.
Oh.
Sorry, yeah, you can't say it because I can literally lose my job because of it. So
your place of business is the devil.
I'm fortunate to have the job I have. They've been very.
All right, I don't gotta hear this song and dance. Back to this dude eating a cheeseburger. You fucking guy.
Vaccination.
We don't want
You're
you
gonna die.
I'm getting a very good feeling about vaccination right this moment.
So please, hear us.
Every vaccination
brings us
closer.
Together.
Together.
And when your turn comes,
It was Scottish.
take the jab.
Take the
And they
jab.
had like billboards on the highway, right? Like warning you about this. I mean, it was like a major marketing campaign at the World Economic Forum. They put out videos, written information. They announced the whole entire plan. And the UN also, and the Rockefeller Foundation and the Tavistock Institute. I mean, right? There's lots of written materials that essentially give you all the details of this globalist, plan, and you can see how the Plandemic actually achieved many of the aims of that.
These depraved animals, what they've done is use the media and created a false narrative that has led us to be living in chronic anxiety and fear and human isolation. If anyone studied psychological warfare, you'll know that those 2 points, anxiety and human isolation, will cause most people to decompensate psychologically and become very vulnerable and gullible and easy to manipulate.
One person in LA County is dying every 8 minutes from COVID-19.
It's very simple. Don't give in to the fear. Do not isolate yourself at all from the people you love. And don't take the poison death shot. Do not listen to the murderous NIH, CDC, FDA, WHO. They're the enemies of the people. Do not listen to their advice, because their advice is a death sentence.
Is the vaccine being introduced in Africa as a means of population control?
There is a history of using various experiments and trials in communities of color, which include, unfortunately, times in which sterilization and, what some have deemed efforts of genocide have occurred.
All right.
All jokes I got. Fuck that guy. So fuck that guy.
Oh, Bill?
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Who do you like better, Bill Gates or Anthony Fauci? Or Joe Biden?
If I had to pick one,
if you had to pick one of them to die, which one would you choose out of those 3?
Ooh, probably Gates. Gates is like
he kills more people than anybody.
Yeah, he's the fucking the shit he's done in Africa with all the vaccines on young women, bro. He's literally trying to wipe these people off the face of the earth.
So there's a theory. I may have mentioned it in a different episode, but there's a theory that in 2010, him and his wife were doing vaccines in Africa, and the people of Africa hung both of them and killed them for killing a child in the community. And apparently, that motherfucker ain't Bill Gates. Bro, he doesn't look like him, and the wife looks like a fucking guy now, and she didn't look like a guy back then. I'll put a picture up of her then and her now and him then and him now, and that ain't them, bro. Africa got back at that motherfucker. I'm proud of Africa. Hung those motherfuckers. Yes. I hope it's true.
Guantanamo Bay is coming for you.
Yes, sir. It's bro, I think most of these actors and most of these politicians are already Git mode, or they're playing the part because they have to, because they've already been Git mode. So I think there's a lot of them that are making deals to where they're still acting, and then I think a lot of them have been replaced. But that's a big old theory. But I don't seem to be wrong a lot.
Do you?
My theories seem to be. We should do an episode where we go through all of our old videos and we pick out which ones I become right on the past year.
Do you think you saw how? Sorry to breeze right over that. You saw you showed the picture of Guantanamo Bay then and Guantanamo Bay now.
Yeah.
Do you think they built a movie studio down there for all the people, the actors, and
probably
forcing them to still pump out movies just to satisfy the American public?
That's probably 100% what's going on.
And that's why movies kind of suck now, because
they don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck. They're not free to, eat babies and molest children anymore.
That theory is phenomenal, bro.
That's what I do. This just came off the top of my head right now.
Bro.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Because that's a fucking phenomenal theory that I've never heard before. But
made it up.
Because I've been thinking, so like if you look at Tom Hanks, do you know that every single time you see Woody from Toy Story in anything that's not the movies, it's Tom Hanks' brother doing the voice?
Really?
Yes. Have you ever seen Tom Hanks' brother? A little bit of plastic surgery, they could look fucking identical.
Huh. Well, with CGI and all that now, and dude.
Face swap.
Dude, you can't.
AI.
You can't tell who's who anymore. I watched I was watching. I know you don't like him, but I was watching Rogan the other day, or maybe months ago. Who knows? But he played a video and he's like, "That wasn't me. I didn't do that commercial for that product."
Yeah. Oh, there's tons of commercials with Joe Rogan doing the ads, and I'm like, there's no way Joe Rogan.
All they have to do is call you, right? If you answer the phone and say hello, they have your voice and they can fucking AI generate your shit now.
Oh yeah, 1,000,000%.
So, pretty cool, man.
Pretty cool. It's fucking crazy, bro.
It's crazy. Anyways, way to get off on a tangent. Sorry.
Here's Billy.
One of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. How we can get this down to zero?
Death.
Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
Okay, we'll stop real quick because that's obviously retarded, and we both knew he was going to say that because we've watched that clip before. He said if we do a good job on healthcare, new vaccines, we can bring that percentage down 15%. So the overall population, he could bring down 15% with new healthcare and new vaccines. How does that make sense?
Well, he's very misunderstood. He probably misspoke. He hasn't been reciting this stuff and practicing his lines. He didn't know what he was saying.
You can't be devil's advocate for the devil.
Well, I tried.
And fucking failed.
Oh, fuck that guy.
Are these vaccines safe?
Well, the FDA, not being pressured, will look hard at that.
The vaccine is more dangerous than the coronavirus. If you want to get on an airplane, you have to be vaccinated. If you want to get Social Security, you need to be vaccinated. If you want to get whatever benefits they give, you need to be vaccinated for it.
And we're just going to pretend we didn't hear that? That was the beginning of...
What drives me crazy is why are we listening to a software programmer about vaccines?
Yeah. He made computers, and then he made the virus that could infect the computers, and then he came out with the thing to fix the virus, and then he legitimately took that exact model and used it on human beings.
Are we in a simulation?
I don't think so.
I think we're in, I think you just figured it out. I think we're in a simulation. I think we're part of a computer program.
I don't think we're part of a computer program. I think we are part of one consciousness, and we're all connected and we're all one. But I don't think we're in a simulation, because we would be the AI. You know what I mean?
What if we're the virus, and he's trying to cleanse the simulation?
Oh, we're the bad guys, and he's trying to fix the. That's weird.
In his mind, think about it.
You should think about that theory a little more and add stuff to it, and then propose it to me for an episode.
Okay,
that's not gonna happen.
Never gonna happen. I don't have time for this
shit. Because I do. Play.
Pretend we didn't hear that? That was the beginning of, whoa, there's something. This is like a war.
There is no corona pandemic, but only a PCR test plandemic, fueled by an elaborate psychological operation designed to create a constant state of panic among the world's population. This agenda has been long planned. Its ultimately unsuccessful precursor was the swine flu some 12 years ago, and it was cooked up by a group of super rich, psychopathic and sociopathic people who hate and fear people at the same time, have no empathy, and are driven by the desire to gain full control over all of us, the people of the world. They are using our governments and the mainstream media, both of which they literally own, to convey their panic propaganda 24/7. Our governments are not our governments anymore. Rather, they have been taken over by the other side through their main platform, the World Economic Forum.
We have to prepare for a more angry world. And how to prepare? It means to take the necessary action.
That's who runs our Western power bloc, is these people. And the World Economic Forum is just one of these many entities. Klaus used to be the head of Bilderberg. So then then he went on to be WEF head. He's very open about what all he wants to implement. And again,
I saw a clip of him talking about wanting to put a chip in everybody.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that in 10 years when we are sitting here, we have an implant in our brains, and I can immediately feel, because you all will have implants.
The Great Reset is not a conspiracy theory either. It's something that was talked about and supported openly on the World Economic Forum by Klaus Schwab, who's the executive chairman of the forum. Time magazine, which is owned by Mark Benioff, had the Great Reset on their front cover of their November 2020 issue with Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, and Jeff Bezos. The Great Reset was also discussed and supported by England's Prince Charles, Antonio Guterres, who is the Secretary General of the UN.
People who like mock it, like, oh, the Great Reset. And it's like, no, dumbasses, we didn't come up with this. This is what they named their plan. This is what they named their plan. And we have to deal with a lot of these dumbasses on Twitter that don't even understand that this is something real.
This is basically the Who's They episode.
Partially, yeah.
Yeah.
If they get into the the global elites more. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yep. Klaus Schwab is one of the heads of it.
Yeah.
Of the Who's They. Well, one of the heads you can see.
Right. The people,
because there's people that we've never seen before that are actually running shit.
Yeah.
So really vicious, really corrupt, really wicked people have risen to power and run these corporations and run this whole operation to bring in this Great Reset. And I think pretty clearly it should be obvious that the Great Reset requires these constant scare scenarios. And so really social engineering is most effective in wartime. And that's something that they learned in wartime. Many, many white papers discuss this, that they can get more done in wartime than in so-called peacetime through the fear. So the real pandemic is the fear that the media and the medical establishment push, and that fear causes everybody to freak out, and they're just 100% easily manipulated that way. When we understand that this is warfare, it is warfare on the population of the world. The domestic population is the target of the warfare, not a foreign enemy, not hackers in China or Russia. The domestic population is the enemy of the 0.0001%. Suddenly we see why education dumbs people down, why the money system gets everybody into debt, why the food is poison, why the medical system is the backdoor for the NWO that's emerging right now from the shadow. It's been a shadow government, now it's uncloaking, coming out of the shadows.
Mr. Rothschild, your family committed all these acts against society, but we just want to let you know the New World Order has no legitimacy. We as a people are not afraid, and we are waking up to the robber barons and the big banksters who are looting this economy with the Federal Reserve.
Well, I am not devoted to the radical Great Reset movement. See, that plan, and we've discussed it here before, involves dramatically increasing the power of government. It's an initiative of the World Economic Forum and its founder, Klaus Schwab.
I see the need for a great reset.
The world must act jointly and swiftly to revamp all aspects of our societies and economies, from education to social contracts and working conditions. Every country, from the United States to China, must participate, and every industry, from oil and gas to tech, must be transformed. In short, we need a great reset of capitalism. The Great Reset will happen with greater speed and with greater intensity than a lot of people might imagine. Well, we've told you before what this means for you. Or actually, I only told you what the World Economic Forum has released. But there is hope, because as Uberführer Schwab said, the Great Reset needs every country and every industry to participate.
Speaking of John Kerry, after the election, when Trump got in the first time, he went to Antarctica. And
really?
He was MIA for like a month. What's in Antarctica? All right, back to that.
I suspect not, which is why I really do think that your freedoms and the future of capitalism itself depends on these two dictatorships. Now, sure, they may pay lip service to the garbage promulgated by the WEF and their cronies, but there is zero chance the world will ever surrender their power to New York or Brussels-based officials.
Pandemic has provided an opportunity for a reset.
Power-hungry demons, all of them.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Don't worry about waking up the sheep. Worry about waking up the sleeping lions. They're never going to wake up, and they just refuse to admit that they've been duped.
Not just over 6 months, not just over 2.5 years, but it has been planned over decades. The changes to legislation in this country were done so that they could control doctors and people. But the people are waking, and it's thanks to people like Dr. Altman and all the presenters here today, thanks to people like Senator Babette and Craig Kelly. We know and we knew that this is all bullshit and that we've been had. But we are going to hound you down, the people that are guilty. We are going to hound you down and hold you accountable, and we will expose your global agenda so that the people can be free in the future. Because I love my kids and I'm looking forward to my grandkids.
I think trust science.
Well, and a question for you. I've heard you have not yet had your shot. When do you plan to get it?
The sooner I can, I will.
Have you taken the vaccine, sir?
No, I haven't taken it yet, and people will believe much more on this vaccine if the CEO is getting vaccinated. So likely I will get it.
As Seth knows, we are now throwing those into the garbage. It's sad to say. I'm in the process of throwing 30 million doses into the garbage because nobody wants them. Every country, and nobody wants to take them. The issue in many countries is people don't want vaccines. In the US, people don't want vaccines. Around the world, we have a lot of people who don't want the vaccine.
The CEO of Pfizer did not get vaccinated, and you fucking sheep are out there getting fucking vaccinated. Oh! Retards!
You never trust a chef who doesn't taste his own cooking.
Brah. Yeah. For real.
Bringing it back to food.
Bring food into it.
Bringing it back to food, baby.
You always bring it back to food.
What are you trying to say? You son of a bitch.
That's what you eat.
Damn be eating.
Damn be eating.
Damn be eating.
Is that the new name since you don't eat everything? Dan be eating.
Don't listen to Dan. Still.
Yeah, don't listen to Dan. When he says that he thinks the earth is a ball, don't listen to him. All right, back to it.
It's a war. It's a war on our spirits, a war on our mind. And in war, your family's taken out, your loved ones are taken out. The fear that controls so many people, it won't control you if you don't allow it. It's okay to be fearless. It's okay to know the beauty of life inside you, that whatever we're living in right now is doing everything it can with every screen, every broadcast. They're disgusting. Broadcasters are disgusting. It's all vanity. They can't wait to put on their makeup. They can't wait to look good. They can't wait to say something they don't even know anything about. They can't wait to sell their new slogan to help destroy the life within you. You. Within you. It's in you. Let your light shine. Let your light shine. Let your light shine.
Get vaccinated.
Turn it all off. Give yourself a break. Just give yourself a break. That's all you gotta do.
There's just so much information now that the people have that shows we've won.
This is getting weird.
And I feel like it's a time of celebration.
This is getting weird.
They know that their time is coming to an end. We're not going to take any more lies. We're coming together as people. We're coming together under the realization of unconditional love. Everybody just wants to be left alone, sovereign and free to be able to do whatever they want to do without hurting people. And that's how people are revolting against the media and calling things out, and everybody's saying the same things, even though the media is saying one thing, then consciousness is shifting and we've won.
Show of hands on this stage. Do we think it's going to happen? Do you think it's going to happen?
What?
To get to vaccination of 70% of the population of the world?
No, it's too late.
Too late. Too late.
That was it. It's too late to get 70% of the population vaccinated. Good, because that was never a fucking possibility anyway. Hibbler Productions. He puts out fucking bangers all the time. Go watch
that was
his
great.
Shit.
That was great. Good job.
Yeah, I couldn't put videos together better.
No, that was fantastic. Yeah. Sadly, I think a lot of people there's a lot of people who would watch that and still wear a mask to work the next day, unfortunately. So,
bro, I had someone watch our Sandy Hook video recently.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, like I talked to her a couple days ago, and she said she still thinks it happened, and there's no proof. And I was like, "Did you watch the whole episode? Like all the inconsistencies with the school no way being opened?" And she's like, "Yeah, I think you're wrong." I'm like, "Okay, all right."
That's the beauty about living here. in this free country, you can have whatever ideas and ideologies and belief systems you want. So I'm grateful to live here. I wish more people were used a little more critical thinking when it comes to certain things,
especially the vaccine and things that you put in your body, food, all that.
But I'm fortunate to be able to choose the life that I want and not have things forced upon me. And I think, if that means the vaccine for you, good for you. If it means no vaccines for you, also good for you. So, I hope we can continue down that path, and I feel like this might have opened some people's eyes up. This last Plandemic.
Yeah, it is good for you if you it's your choice to take the vax. Good for you.
Yeah,
you need to do research and critical thinking before you do something crazy like inject an unproven chemical into the most perfect thing on this earth, which is my body. No, it's the body.
I was like, damn, Joe,
It's the human body.
Kool-Aid, brother.
Bro, it's the human body is the most incredible thing. And you just throw a fucking chemical in it? Like, you're going to throw a chemical in your newborn fucking baby? Baby's vaccine schedule, it's like something like 38 within the first week or some shit. That's fucking crazy.
It's crazy.
My baby won't get one, and you got them taking 38? Hepatitis vaccine for a fucking baby?
Yeah, there's
what crack are you smoking?
There's some crazy stuff out there.
Yeah. Oh, well, there's the vaccine episode. I can't believe we're going to say vaccine and put it up. But
Smack Sheen, Sham Sheen. What do we used to call it? The Maxine.
The Maxine.
We used to say Maxine so we wouldn't get taken down off a fucking screw tube.
Screw tube.
But, hey, man, this was a good one. I liked it.
Yeah. I hope people watch it and wake up.
I hope people watch it. Unfortunately, I think we're in a time where the only people who will watch this are people who want who already believe what we believe.
Yeah.
So
yep.
The naysayers are gonna, you can't change. It's very difficult to change people's minds once they've already made it up. So
yep. 100.
It is what it is, man. That being said, I appreciate your effort in trying to do so. I really do.
Thanks.
Out here trying to change the world for the better place, Joe. That's you, man. That's you.
Thanks.
Bully, man.
Bully, man. Thank you to Jim Brewer.
Yeah. Although that stand-up was a little over the top.
That's a full-on bully, man.
Bully, man. Fuck yeah.
Lesbian. What's that like? Man, he fucking made that movie.
Yeah. Yeah. And my least favorite character in the whole movie is now my favorite. I'm going to pause there because Chappelle is probably my favorite comedian, but the teacher in the movie, the fuck is his name? The guy who kills the horse?
Oh, Butterstuff. Yes.
He's fucking hilarious now.
I saw him when I first moved to LA. I saw him he was the first celebrity I saw. I saw him at a Pinkberry.
Yep. Yeah. How old was the girl he was with?
Like fucking, bro. If she was 18, I'd be shocked.
Yeah.
I can't think of his name. Harlan Williams.
Harlan Williams. But that being said, he's so fucking funny. Like
dude, she could have been 20-something years old. I'm not saying Harlan Williams is a pedo like the rest of his Hollywood friends.
Yeah.
I'm saying she was young as fuck.
Yeah. And looked it.
Yes.
Good for her. She got good genes. She got
Maybe
good
she
genes.
did plastic surgery like everybody else in LA. Who knows?
Probably.
So, alrighty. There is one for the books.
Yep.
I think this is a good one.
Yeah.
I'm working on another episode that you know nothing about the industry, but we're gonna do a conspiracy episode on that, which should be fun.
Pornography! I can't wait.
No,
I've been waiting to do something.
Yo,
yeah, I know nothing about it. I've never seen it. I know nothing about the industry.
We should do an episode on porn too, because, bro, most of the porn stars you're watching get fucked are being raped.
Yeah, and also there's some chemicals in your brain, science stuff that it's horrible for you.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
they've
yeah.
done.
Oh, the person that's watching it. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, anyways, that's a whole
Absolutely.
different.
We'll do a
Anyways,
whole
man,
episode on
it's been fun. I wish you the best. I can't wait to get out there and see you. And Godspeed, man.
Godspeed, brother.
You've reached the offices of the Godspeed podcast. We are currently closed. Please leave your information and someone will return your call within 24 business days. Thank you.
I don't get it. I simply do not get it. It is literally the least you can do. And if anybody wants to build up an argument about doing the least they can do, I wouldn't trust them with a driver's license. I mean, when you drive a car, you got to obey speed limits. You got to use your turn signal. You got to avoid hitting pedestrians. If you can't do those three things, then I get it. You shouldn't be driving a car. If you can't wear a mask and wash your hands and social distance, I don't understand. I got no respect for you, man.